I would say if you're a home buyer, somebody or a young person looking to buy a home, you need a bit of a reset.
Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers. Now, the data is in, and we're starting to find out more and more that new home builders right now are in serious trouble. And you guys know from my videos that one of my plans as far as purchasing real estate possibly at the end of this year and into 2023 is my eyes are going to predominantly be on new home builders, because I believe in order for them to stay in business in 2023, they're essentially going to have to fire sell their current home. Now, the interesting thing to point out is they are already doing that right now, especially in my local housing market. So what's going to happen 7 months down the road? I suspect all of the trends that we're witnessing right now are only going to continue to spiral out of control and in the same direction, basically forcing our housing market back into a buyer's market. But so much so that a buyer's market, and the transition is so violent, the bubble is so artificially created, I believe there's going to be a crash and correction in equity and in value, and you guys know that. Now, here's the thing, you guys. It's really, really important to look at month-over-month data and year-to-date data, despite what certain people think. And the reason that is, we are in a housing market right now that is under a violent transition and crashing, in my opinion, from sellers to buyers. Now, if we had a normal housing market, which we don't, and I can pull up so many data points that show you what we're going through right now is not just seasonal, right? What we're going through right now is from COVID and the Federal Reserve. And I don't understand how people can't see that. But month over month data is super relevant in this market. When we have a normal market, year over year is fine. Okay. I just wanted to make that point because I hear a lot of things on YouTube from a lot of people that they just don't understand, right? Or they don't care because they're so properly leveraged because they're big time investors. They don't care about a 20% reduction. And I'm actually going to make a video about that this weekend. I'm going to send that out to you guys. But what we're going to do today is we're going to dig into the data that Zillow's given us, and it's not a lot. And we're going to dig into that article titled July Housing Starts, Builders Rethink Future Plans. And you guys know I'm not a financial advisor, even if I want to be yours, but my bio is as a realtor, loan officer, instructor, father, renter, husband, and lost my house in 2008 to foreclosure. I currently own and invest in real estate. I actually have a rental property. I converted my primary. I actually have a note on a property as well that's very profitable. And I'm renting right now, completely throwing away my money, sitting out of the housing market. And I'm part of my bio is as a land-based shark fisherman, really cool thumbnail maker, okay? Cinematographer. These are things that I love, but I absolutely love helping new home buyers. I love being a helping hand, and it's them that empower themselves, but I love being a part of that process. So if you guys can, for all of those efforts, for my message, for the algorithm, like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and please, you guys, and I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart, shoot me a comment below. I need to know what I'm doing is helping you, and it keeps me going. And I really appreciate you guys. But let's get started on this article right now. So here's a couple of the data points that the article is going to reference, and it's a very short article. So the first one is housing starts fell to 1.45 million in July, down 9.6% from revised June 2022 figures and down 8.1% from July 2021, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. Housing permits issued in July were down 1.3% from June and up 1.1% from a year ago to 1.67 million. So that's interesting. The permits are actually up year over year, but are down month over month. But here's the really wild thing. 1.42 million homes were completed in July, up 1.1% from June and up 3.5% year over year. So you would probably ask yourself, something similar to what I asked myself is if they're slowing down, if they're, month over month anyways, doing less permitting, less building, then why are the completed homes surging? And the reason that is, you guys, and here's why, again, this goes into the point why I think that the builders are so in trouble. They got no choice but to complete the projects they've been working on for the last 6 months to a year. They still have so much inventory that's actively being built right now that's not yet on the market. We're going to have a flood of inventory. We're going to have a flood of inventory, not only from new builders, but also from investors and speculators and people that have second homes. All of that is going to hit the market, I believe, at the end of this year and into 2023. But the point I'm trying to make is, even though builders are starting to slow down, their inventory is increasing and speeding up. That's a problem for new home builders because they must sell their houses, right? And now that demand is being crushed, who are they going to sell their houses to if ain't no one want to buy them? They're going to have to offer the most ridiculous buying incentives that we have seen in years in order to get these houses sold. Mark my words. And some of these builders aren't going to make it out of this. You can mark my words on that as well. But it's very interesting to think. And here's the other thing. Even though the permitting and building is down, it's still super high. I believe it, pre-pandemic, it's way higher than pre-pandemic. I believe the last time it was this high was in 2008 or 2009. I'll have to look at the data, but my point is there's still a lot of building. Even though they're slowing down, they still have to complete the inventory that they're working on right now. So do you guys see how even though they want to stop, they can't? Not at first anyways. In 2023, yeah. I think we're going to pay a price for that. I think we actually need more inventory, a lot more. So I don't like it, but it is what it is. Let's hop back into this article and finish it out right now. And this is a summary of where Zillow thinks that we're headed. They make some actually very interesting points that, I think it's important to read this, even though I don't agree with how they're forecasting nor how they try to manipulate the housing market, but I'm using their data. The rebalancing of the housing market is causing builders to rethink their future plans. In July, housing starts fell below consensus and below 2021 levels, continuing a trend started as mortgage rates picked up this spring. The cost of home purchasing is causing more buyers to walk away from the market, and builders are adjusting accordingly as builder sentiment dropped to 2-year lows at the latest reading. I think there's still a lot of people in denial. I think this is going to be a bad crash because of the denial. However, permits slightly beat expectations, only falling slightly from a month ago and up from last year. Adding additional inventory to this market will help the rebalancing and reduce the affordability burden facing buyers. So although builders are cutting back on starts today, an upside to new housing permits for homes to be built tomorrow can be a positive signal that builders aren't ready to throw in the towel just yet. And new home completions are also trending up, pumping out new homes to a slowing market, but one that is still desperate for new inventory. But this shouldn't gloss over the significant drop in housing start, as that will impact the new homes coming to the market in the near term. With fewer new homes coming to the market throughout this year and next, affordability will continue to plague the housing market, as low inventory will keep prices from falling substantially, continuing to block potential buyers from entering the market, and perpetuating the low sale levels that are impacting builders now. So they say this, but yet inventory is up 98% from February, by the way. And that's on average. That's a national average, 98% up. On average, prices are down on new sales, 13.5%. So I'm not sure what they're speaking about. I think it's more wishful thinking over optimism, but let's finish. The housing market is a long way from being rebalanced, but the process is in motion. However, current rates of new construction starts and permits are sending mixed signals, but are overall discouraging. And it's uncertain if inventory will return to pre-pandemic levels or when affordability for buyers will improve. Now, you guys know that I suspect inventory will be at pre-pandemic levels this year at a little over 1 million active units, right? I believe that's going to happen a lot. And a big reason I think that is again, new builders. New builders have so much inventory coming on the market. We're getting so much inventory for them. But I also think that investors are going to start dumping their houses as well. Now, in conclusion, I want to make clear this. Now, I've told you guys once again that I'm going to prepare in November. I'm waiting to after midterms. And let me explain exactly why I'm waiting to after midterms. I understand that when people are elected, it takes time for laws to go into place. I don't care about that. What I do care about is the circus show that is going to go on during the elections and right before the elections. I believe that right before elections, there's so much manipulation and data. There's so much deceptive practices. I don't want any part of it. So I'm going to wait till after the circus, and then I'm going to go in the housing market because I believe that after that election, the true colors of the housing market are going to be shown. It's going to fall apart a lot quicker because we have 2 years to the next election. And that's why I'm waiting till after midterm elections, not because I want to know who's voted for, but because I don't want to be part of that circus show. Now, I'm my target date is in February. I may do it sooner. I may do it later, but I'm giving you guys a target date because I want to start taking action because I hate renting. Now I can rent till July and be safe, but I don't want to rent anymore. I downsized. I have my family here. And again, my local housing market is showing mega signs of cooling down. If your local market is showing mega signs of cooling down, you're tracking your local market, you don't have consumer debt, you have multiple sources of income, right? You have savings, then maybe plan on purchasing at the end of this year, right? Into the next year. But again, don't skip the steps. You must empower yourself like I have been doing and I've been showing you guys, and you must understand your local market, okay? Because remember, no one's going to care about that as much as you do, okay? And if you're watching this video, you can easily track your own local market. I have videos on how to do that, and I'm going to make more. But either way, you guys, that's today's video. I really appreciate you traveling along this journey with me. And if you're out there investing in real estate, I do wish you luck, and I hope you win.